Hey guys, welcome to video number 91. This one is on plotting quadratics. Its keywords here are plotting and quadratic. Now plotting just means drawing. You're plotting coordinates, aren't you? You're just going to pop them on the grid in the right places. And then a quadratic is an equation which we solve with a little squared in it. Now when you see quadratics graphically, you'll note that they have to have a U shape to them or an N shape if they're upside down ones, right? If they're negative quadratics. But the U shape, normally, it will be a quadratic that looks something like that, okay? And they're called parabolas, is what the name of that is, mathematical name, but we don't really need to know that necessarily. We just need to know that that's the shape of a quadratic graph. Now, the non-calculator method for this particular topic, it's possible you could get it on a non-calculator paper, requires careful substitution of the given x values into the equation. All right, you haven't got any x values, you have to choose the x values off of the x-axis. All right, the calculator method is fun and it's easy. It is, honestly. Students love learning this. All right, and I will teach you how to do it. I've given you the method here, but I'll go through it as and when I need to. All right. So question number one, we're going to do it without a calculator. And what we've got there is a table. All right. And we can substitute, or we can put some numbers into that table to then substitute into our equation between the values of -3 and 3 for x. And then we're going to draw our graph, plot the graph, and join the points up. All right. So x has got to be -3 to begin with. So if we put -3 in there, all right, we can't put all the values of x between -3 and 3 in there. So I'm going to go and jump a couple, all right? You don't have to do that. Sometimes you'll get all of them, all right? And then I'll put 0 in the middle. So it's nice to have 0 in there. Then I'll have 1, and then I'll have 3, all right? Always try and have the x values having some sort of pattern and symmetry going on, all right? Now if we substitute -3 in, -3 squared, remember, is -3 multiplied by -3, which would give you a positive answer, all right? So that would just be 9, and then 9 take away 4 is 5, all right? -1 goes in, -1 squared is 1, and then 1 minus 4 is -3. 0 goes in, 0 squared is 0, take away 4 is -4. And then 1 goes in, well, that's going to repeat what we did there, because 1 squared is the same as -1 squared. All right, so 1 squared is 1, take away 4 is -3, and then 3 squared is 9, and take away 4, which is 5. All right, and there is a repeating pattern going on there. All right, there's a point of symmetry, and that is this point here, 0. So we're going to plot those points, right? And that is -3, 5. So go across to -3, go up to 5, and plot that point. Okay, with a pencil, nice sharp pencil. Go across to -1, and then go down to -3. Plot that point. 0 minus 4 is there, and then 1 minus 3, and then 3, 5. We're all the way back up here again. All right. If we wanted to, we could put 2 in as well and just plot those points, because it doesn't look like it's going to match up that nicely. So let's just pop those 2's in there. 2 squared is 4, take away 4 is 0. So that would be there and there. All right, so I'm going to join those up now, and it's going to look a bit wobbly, all right, because I am doing it on a computer, but you've got to try and do this very, very carefully, and you've got to try and do it smoothly as well, with a nice smooth curve. So I'm going to just join those up like that, and then I'm going to join those up like that, and that's pretty rubbish, right? That's not a great attempt, because it's got to go through those points, all right? So I would imagine that I've rubbed those points out there. And I'm joining those points up like that. That's a little bit better, all right? But I haven't got the ability to do this perfectly. And I hate that I haven't, because I am a bit of an artist as well. I do like my art. And you just have to be good at drawing a nice smooth curve. And just take that second go that I did there as the one that actually counts, all right? Rub this line out here. And I haven't got the dexterity, I don't think, to do that neatly. Oh, that's not too bad. That'll do. That'll do. Do I dare? Do I dare? Oh, I dared, and it worked. Oh, there we go. So we've got a semi-decent quadratic for the first question there. Now, in question 2, we've got to draw the graph of y equals 2x squared minus 4 y equals 2x squared minus x minus 4 between the x values of minus 2 and 3. We've got the grid here to do that on. Now, let's bring the calculator in for this one because that's a slightly more complicated equation. You could still do it without the calculator. Minus 2 squared is 4. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 2. So that would be plus 2. So that's 10. And then 10 take away 4 would be 6. Right, there'll be our first value. Plot that up at 6. All right. And but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you my cool way. Right. So you press mode, and this is all written down in the method. You press mode, and then you press 3, and you go to table mode. It brings up f of x equals, all right? Now you've got to type the equation in. So the equation is 2, and then we press alpha to get the red letters, anything red, all right? So there's x, there's our letter of x. You could use any letter, but we use x because that's what's in the equation. Then we press the squared button, then we put minus, then we put alpha x again, and then minus 4. So we've typed the equation in. Then you press equals. You start at minus 2 because that's the first x value, minus 2. Press equals. You end at 3 because that's the end point of the x values. And you go up in, well, this graph is going up in ones, right? Even though it's 2 squares for every 1 unit, it's okay, it's still going up in ones. So we're going up in ones, that's fine. Now, minus 2 is at 6, like I've already said, because I did that quickly in my head, worked it all the way through. Right, we've got the rest of the points now straight away. Look, minus 2, 6 is there. Minus 1 is the next one that we plot. So there's minus 1 and minus 1 is there. I don't know if you can see that brilliantly, but that scale is different to this scale. This scale's a lot smaller. So minus 1 is there. All right, bring the calculator back up so I can see the rest of it. 0 minus 4 is there, right? And then I know that's going to be a point of, well, I don't know that's going to be my point of reflection yet. So 1 minus 3 is there. And 2 is there. This is a more awkward one, isn't it? And then 311, right? Which we can plot there. And there you go. There is our quadratic. All right, we just have to join those points up. So that would be a case of doing the same thing that I did before with a nice smooth curve, being as careful as you can. All right, and that's a little bit better there. All right, again, try and get rid of that first line. Oh, it took a bit of it out. Mind trying to join that up. There we go, that's not too bad. So I'm happy with that. That'll do me. And there is the graph using the table, all right? Now, if we want to go back to normal mode, we just press mode and then 1. And that takes us back to our normal calculator mode, all right? Hopefully, you'll find that useful. Right, moving myself over to the other side to do the last question. Ezra has drawn the graph of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 1 on the grid. What mistakes have they made? Well, this should be relatively obvious now. Maybe it wouldn't have been before, but hopefully it is now. Right? What you see here, and I think there are 2 mistakes, you get a couple of marks for it. So mistake 1, right? You'd have 2 spaces to write your mistake or the mistakes that they made. The first one is that they've plotted this point incorrectly. You can see there's a kink in this. All right. That point that they plotted at 1, 1 should be down there. They've plotted at minus 1, 1 should be down at minus 1, minus 1. All right. So point at minus 1, 1 should be minus 1, minus 1. Right. And second thing is that they've used straight lines to join the points up. All right. So used straight lines to join the points up. Hopefully all of that has sunk in for you and you understand a little bit more about plotting quadratics now. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm nearly on the 100th video and I'll do something for you for the 100th video. All right, any suggestions would be greatly received. All right, I might even get there tomorrow. So please make those suggestions quick if you've got any. If anybody is watching this out there, hello, I am making this for you, whoever you are. And I'm also making it for me because I'm going to use this. All right, I am going to use all of this that I'm making. So yeah, thanks so much to everybody out there for being the human that you are. Take care of yourselves. Farewell.